business model that is guaranteed to fail. What if I told you that most of the business advice you hear is actually a blueprint for failure? It's not about a bad market or a string of bad luck. It's a broken model, a financial death sentence that countless entrepreneurs walk straight into, and they do it willingly. The internet is absolutely flooded with gurus selling the dream, right? The 4-hour work week, passive income, explosive, overnight growth. They all tell you to move fast, scale at all costs, and chase those big, impressive looking numbers. But here's what they conveniently leave out. That advice is built on a foundation of sand. They're handing you the keys to a slick looking car that has no engine and telling you to hit the gas. In this video, we're going to dissect that flawed model piece by piece. I'm not talking about small mistakes or rookie errors. I'm talking about a deep structural rot that guarantees failure before you even make your first dollar. We're going to expose this blueprint, and I'll show you exactly how to avoid becoming its next victim. Section 1, the Mirage Model, a blueprint for disaster. So what is this business model that's practically guaranteed to fail? I call it the Mirage Model. From a distance, it looks amazing. It shimmers with the promise of crazy growth, huge user numbers, and headlines about venture capital funding. It's the model that gets all the praise in tech articles and flashy Instagram posts. You see those hockey stick growth charts. You hear about massive valuations and you think, that's it. That's what I have to do. The Mirage Model is so seductive because it's all about the appearance of success, not the substance of a healthy business. It tells you that as long as revenue is climbing, you're winning. It whispers in your ear, don't worry about profit, you can figure that out later. Just grab the market share first. But it's an illusion. It's a trap. This model is built on a handful of fatal flaws that, when you put them together, create a perfect storm for total financial collapse. It's not a question of if it will fail, but when. And the worst part, by the time most people realize they're following this broken plan, it's already too late. The money's gone, their passion is completely burned out, and they're left staring at the wreckage, wondering what on earth went wrong. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on this mirage. Let's start with its most deadly feature. Section 2, fatal flaw number 1, the scale to zero principle. The most deceptive and destructive part of the Mirage Model is something called negative unit economics. It sounds a little technical, but the idea behind it is dangerously simple. Every single time you sell your product or serve a customer, you lose money. You are literally selling dollar bills for 90 cents. Now, your first reaction is probably, that's insane. Who would ever do that? The answer? Thousands of startups, and a lot of them don't even realize they're doing it. Nothing creates the illusion of success quite like negative unit economics, because of course you can grow incredibly fast when you're basically paying people to take your product. Here's how it happens. Let's say you run an e-commerce store and you sell a t-shirt for $25. Sounds okay, but then you start adding up the real costs. The shirt itself costs you $10, shipping and the box cost $8. The credit card company takes a $1 fee, and the big one, the cost to get that customer to your site with online ads, your customer acquisition cost is $12. So let's break that down. You brought in $25, but your costs were $10 plus $8 plus $1 plus $12. That's $31. You just lost $6 on that sale. The Mirage Model tells you not to panic. It says, don't worry, we'll make it up in volume. But that's a mathematical impossibility. If you lose $6 on one sale, you'll lose $6,000 on 1,000 sales. Scaling the business doesn't fix the hole, it just makes the hole bigger, faster. You're not scaling to success, you're accelerating toward bankruptcy. We saw this play out with countless food delivery startups that burned through billions. They were so obsessed with growth that they subsidized every delivery, hoping to figure out the math later. Many never did. Companies like Blue Apron and MoviePass are classic examples of businesses that were punished by the market because you can't escape bad unit economics. The business bleeds money with every single transaction, and the faster it grows, the faster it bleeds out. Section 3, fatal flaw number 2, the illusion of value. The second fatal flaw is building something that doesn't solve a real problem. This is the cornerstone of failure. A recent study found that the number one reason startups fail in 42% of cases is because there's no market need. They built a product that nobody actually wanted. This is what happens when an entrepreneur falls in love with their own clever idea without ever stopping to ask, does anyone actually need this? They build a solution that's looking for a problem. A classic, almost unbelievable example was a company from the dot-com bubble called Flues.com. Their big idea was to create an online-only currency called Flues. You could buy it and send it to people as a gift. The problem? nobody needed it. Credit cards and, regular money already worked just fine online. The company had no real value proposition, burned through an estimated $50 million, and collapsed. You see this mistake repeated every single day. Someone launches a generic dropshipping store selling the exact same plastic junk as 1,000 other stores with no unique brand or angle. That's not a business, that's just noise. Someone builds a super specific app that solves a problem only they seem to have, without ever checking if anyone else shares that pain. If your business doesn't start with what the customer actually needs, it's going to fail. It is always easier to satisfy an existing demand than it is to create one out of thin air. Without a genuine value proposition, you have no foundation. You're just another voice in a very crowded room. Section 4, fatal flaw number 3, the golden goose gamble. The third flaw is being totally dependent on one thing. This could be one product, one big client, one supplier, or one marketing channel. It's like building a beautiful, massive castle on top of a single skinny pillar. The second that pillar cracks, the whole thing comes crashing down. One of the most famous examples of this was the Sharper Image. For years, their business was basically held up by one hero product, the Ionic Breeze air purifier. It was their golden goose. But then, reports came out questioning if the product even worked or was safe. Sales cratered, and because the company hadn't bothered to innovate or diversify, they had nothing else to fall back on. The death of that one product led them straight into bankruptcy. This happens constantly. An e-commerce store relies 100% on Facebook ads. Then an algorithm change hits overnight, their ad costs double, and their business vanishes. A consultant builds their entire practice around one massive client that makes up 80% of their revenue. The moment that client ends the contract, the consultant's business is gone. A business built on a single point of failure isn't a business, it's a gamble. And in the long run, the house always wins. Real, sustainable companies are built on diversification and resilience, not on hoping one golden goose will lay eggs forever. Section 5, the turning point, the inevitable collapse. So now, you've got a business that's losing money on every sale, solving a problem nobody really has, and is completely reliant on one fragile source of success. This is the Mirage model in all its terrifying glory. And this is where the death spiral begins. The founder, blinded by misleading vanity metrics like website visits or email signups, just keeps pouring money into the machine. They think the problem is that they aren't growing fast enough, so they go out and raise more money. Or even worse, they drain their own life savings. They hire more staff. They expand into new markets. But all they're doing is pouring gasoline on a fire. The losses pile up. The pressure becomes unbearable. The founder is now working 80-hour weeks, not to build a business, but just to manage its demolition in slow motion. Cash flow becomes a constant crushing weight. An estimated 82% of small businesses that fail do so because of cash flow problems. That isn't just a number. It's the painful day-to-day reality for anyone trapped in this model. This is the catastrophic, yet completely predictable end of the road. It's a path that doesn't just lead to a tough spot, it leads directly off a cliff. The passion you started with curdles into desperation. The dream becomes a nightmare. This isn't just a business failure, it's a recipe for personal and financial ruin. The sustainable success blueprint, the solution. So, how do you avoid this? You have to deliberately build the exact opposite of the Mirage model. You build a business on what I call the sustainable success blueprint. Look, it isn't as sexy. It won't always give you those viral growth charts, but it will give you something infinitely more valuable, a business that can actually survive. Here are its core principles, the direct inverse of the flaws we just tore apart. First, instead of negative unit economics, you obsess over positive unit economics. From day one, you have to know exactly what it costs you to land a customer and deliver your product, and you have to make sure you're charging more than that. Profit isn't an afterthought. It's the lifeblood of your business from the very beginning. Second, instead of an illusion of value, you build on a validated value proposition. You don't assume people want what you're selling. You prove it. You talk to potential customers before you spend a dime building anything. You do the research. You find a real painful problem and you offer a clear, powerful solution. Your goal isn't just to make a sale, it's to solve a problem so well that your customers turn into your best marketers. Third, instead of the golden goose gamble, you pursue strategic diversification. This doesn't mean you have to do 100 different things at once. It means you intelligently build resilience into your business. You develop multiple ways to reach customers. Over time, you build out a range of products or services. You make sure that no single client or supplier can hold your entire company hostage. This is how you build a real real, sustainable, and ultimately successful business. It takes discipline, patience, and a relentless focus on the fundamentals. So, you have a choice. You can chase the shimmering promise of the Mirage model, built on losing money, solving fake problems, and betting the farm on one single thing. It's a path of flashy, hollow growth that almost always ends in a spectacular crash. Or, you can choose the sustainable success blueprint, a path built on profit, real customer value, and strategic strength. It might be a slower climb, but you'll be climbing on solid rock, heading to a peak you can actually stand on. The choice seems obvious, but every single day, talented entrepreneurs get lured down the wrong path by terrible advice and the intoxicating drug of vanity metrics. Don't be one of them. Build something real. Build something that lasts. If you're serious about avoiding these traps and want to build your business on the right foundation, I've put together a video on the 5 core metrics of a healthy business that shows you exactly what you should be tracking. Click the link on the screen to watch it now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more no BS advice on building a business that actually works.